You're in a movie about Roberto Duran.
Yes.
And you actually play the trainer Ray.
Ray Arcel.
Who is a legendary trainer.
Yes.
Usher's in the movie.
Yes.
Tell me about that, because you've done boxing movies before, obviously.
Well, Jonathan Jakubowicz is a Venezuelan director. He wanted to do this movie on Duran, and wrote the script and worked very hard on it, and had a lot of trouble getting it made. And finally, we went to the place we always should have gone, which was Panama, to make the movie, because they welcomed us with open arms to do this movie about an icon, a hero, Panamanian hero, Duran. So we'll see. I hope Jonathan's very passionate about the movie, and and I'm hoping that it'll turn out well for him, for everybody.
I know you gained 60 pounds famously for one role. How did you prepare for this one?
Well, I read and studied as much as I could about him. There's a lot of material on Ray Arcel, you know, old interviews, interviews in magazines, interviews on television. I've talked to his wife. I've been with her a few times, she's still alive, Stephanie. And I did miss some people. I wanted some friends of his and writers that I did want to talk to. I didn't, but I got a lot of information about him. I met him actually when I was doing Raging Bull. I met him once or twice. That was about it, though.
Did you remember much about that? Did that help you, the fact that you had met him?
In some ways, because he made a strong impression on me. He didn't look like a trainer as we know trainers. He was more like, as people describe him, like a banker. He was very dignified, reserved, and well respected in the fight world. He had over 20 champions.
But Usher isn't necessarily known as an actor, but he's in this movie.
Yes.
And there's this phenomenon now where pop stars and athletes get roles.
You know, Usher, he worked very hard, as both he and Edgar Ramirez did. They both worked very, very hard. And Usher wrote a beautiful letter to the director, Jonathan Jakubowicz, saying what he felt about the character, why he wanted to play him, what he thought he could do, blah, blah, blah. It was really terrific. And he is terrific. He really worked very hard.
These young guys, when they come in and they work with Robert De Niro, they're intimidated.
Well, that lasts for about a day, and then everybody gets to work, because you got to move on.
You got to jump right in.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you learned from the young actors?
Oh yeah, no. Edgar and Usher, they both worked so hard. I mean, I didn't envy them in the ring, because I had done that.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, and fall over the fighting. That was like going on forever. And Jonathan was shooting long takes, but they were up for it. And they really they were very, very disciplined.
So now, I mean, you've done some comedy recently. Do you want to do more of that?
I enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I mean, to me, there's certain types of comedy. I like comedy, like things that have comedy and drama in them, and they show the irony of situations where you can have a very dramatic situation going on, but there's humor and irony in it. Out of the irony is humor, if you will.
Scorcese. Now,
yeah.
Do you have a goal for any number of movies that you'd like to do with him?
Well, I'd like to do a few more in our lifetime, but the one that we're planning on doing is based on a book called I Heard You Paint Houses. It's called The Irishman. I hope it goes back to Heard You Paint Houses, but that's a small thing. And I'm going to do it with Marty will direct it, Joe Pesci will be in it, and Al Pacino. 3 of us.
And that movie will very likely be made.
We're planning very seriously to do it.